Alright, hey guys, it's Demon coming back for another round of Final Fantasy XIV. So, I finished the last episode. I actually don't remember where. I've had a very long day dealing with stupid stuff with the new iPhone, and I'm having so much fun with it. Alright, so where did we leave off? Before we moved the Royal Promenade. Okay, so we were heading back to the Royal Promenade to do stuff there, that is right. Yeah, I've had a fun day today. New iPhone came in, tried to activate it, was all ready to go. And for some reason, Verizon won't activate it. Fun stuff. I I probably spent a good... I was on the phone for nearly 3 hours. Roughly 3 hours. With an additional half hour out at one of the stores, seeing if maybe the person there could maybe come up to an idea of why it's not working. Yep, nothing got fixed. So I'm pretty pissed. So I had to play something. I had to play something today. Take my mind off things to relax. And you know what the one game that does help me relax? This. Because it's Final Fantasy, and it's just the music calms me down, the story calms me down. Peace and quiet. That's the bad thing. I have to return 2 iPhones back to Apple, one being the one I originally had, but I can't return that one until I get the new one working, because I'm not going to give them I'm not going to let them have a phone when the other one I have still doesn't function. And luckily, when I was talking to the Verizon person, my other phone still worked, but then they disabled it to where it can't. So I have 2 phones that can't do calls, but they can do messaging. That's it. I have a huge headache. Excellent work, Hydaelyn. The information you brought us help us persuade General Robon to call this meeting. Mayhap now we discuss the matters openly and honestly. Oh yeah, that's right. We're looking in on the riots. We have been expecting you, madam. Please proceed inside. But yeah, it's been a long day, guys. My mood was
Commander
like
Swift
cheerful
has
to
kept us
nothing.
apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Got the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the Calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination.
Damn.
Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
Damn.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield.
Kind of battlefield. Battlefield 3.
The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Allagan ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Allagan ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
How that's sad.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Pardon?
Ooh.
An Allagan monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Allagan inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nael Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Ul'dah.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
My character's behaving. Oh. Continue it on. I should be glad to know that the truth, and yet the thought that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust sickens me. How long do you think he intended to hide this? Hide the existence of Omega from the Scions, that even they felt the need to do so is troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. Fortunately, you are already well in position to do so, Corporal Zhed. Pray keep us of any developments in Cardinal. Begone, whelp, this is no place for children. So, I'm sorry. Damn. I was looking for you, miss. You said you were looking for the man who left my parents. Oh yeah, you know this girl. Of course I do. We're friendly. So you visited Stone Throws as well, I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with him? They were not, I am afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you'd like, we can go and look for them together. Really? You would help me look, mister? Alright, of course, but first I need to finish speaking with my friend. She's telling me a secret. You see, no one else is allowed to listen. Mayhap you could wait for me by the pillar over there. You require but a moment. Okay, mister, I'll be waiting. Alpha, now you got me concerned here. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap Maradi will know what to do. A legion of Garleans and ether-starved primal. Even dealing with an Ascian would be preferred to this raid. Sometimes I fear Menphilia is too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to threats as they arise without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources and ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. Hi, this is Menphilia. I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to Revenant's Soul with all due haste. The situation in the 12 Woods has taken a turn for the worse. I will explain in detail once you arrive. Oh god, I forgot to check how many more cutscenes I have. I think I'm nearing the halfway point in this. 12's Woods, and the primal threat you spoke of before has been confirmed. I have reports. Actually, no reports of Ixal activity, which leaves the Sylphs. Gillidian, you know as well as I the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all. Oh, and when you arrive, do inform the antecedent that while I am grateful for her concern, she needn't fear for my safety. I'm more than capable of protecting myself. The hell happened? It loaded and disappeared and loaded. Back. Alright, let's go talk to Menphilia and see what she's got to tell us about the Sylphs, perhaps. They said that Ixal had been rather quiet. On behalf of the Elder Seeds here to petition the aid of your order, the antecedent has been apprised of the situation. Why don't you tell me what it is? Pleased to see you healthy and hale, Hydaelyn. The latest news from Ul'dah was most disturbing. Clearly, the only injury Alpha knows suffered was to his ego. Doubtless it will heal here long. Wow. Just dabbing on him. If you are ready, begin. I will summon them now. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you were it not urgent to business then. I have received some disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the Sylphs may have called forth a revered guardian, the primal Ramuh. Sorry, may have, and it is not so. Policy here informs us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lords of Levin's return to the forest. The Sylph lands, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, Antecedent, but that fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramuh is reputed to act only in defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the Sylphs or their territory. Roughness of development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? The preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway. It would surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. Beg your pardon, you foresaw this eventuality and did not to prevent it? I told Papalino. I suppose I could have reported things to Matt fairly early, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. I know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Ramuh once, right after the Calamity, but that was because the Garleans came trampling through the forest. And as long as the Castrum Orient stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Ida and I were in agreement. The action of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintained that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Oldud drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. It is like the Sylphs perceived this panicked migration as yet another invasion and quickened their efforts to summon their god. I am put in mind of Titan and the kobolds, but once again, it's the affairs of men which have paved the way for Primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does not afford us opportunity. I don't know. I think through your dealings with Sylphs a little soul, she wants to see in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. Whatever might one who has treated with the Sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? Roma can be convinced of our intentions. It may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. A fond hope, were such a thing possible. We would not have been at war with the beastmen since time immemorial. Maybe this time we can. Let's continue discussion anon. We must need first consult with the nation most affected by Roma's presence. The LCC has requested a personal involvement item. Pray report to Commander Pollux at the Adder's Nest as soon as you are able. Seal yourself for the worst. While I hope for the peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that meeting with the Lord of Levin will prove less than applicable. In such an event, your fellow Ascians will of course lend you whatever support you require. Alright. It's always fun being a Gridania. What was that? Your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primal has ever cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The elder Seatsier, however, would speak with you first. She has the opinion that your diplomatic rather than martial skills have better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nafaka's altar. The conjuring attendants will admit you to the lotus stand. I gotta run. Gotta run fast. Gotta run fast. Ah, there be a conjure. Hello. Although I did get a couple rounds of Hero's Gauntlet in yesterday, but then I stopped myself. Clearly see all my stuff's damaged. Had a couple weird games with it. See, the Sylphs had sent their own representative victory, no doubt then. Okay. Said that Roman passed a judgment, his wrath is implacable. It would be best to conclude this discussion ere Gridania and its people are placed upon his scales. Whatever LC's here is planning, I want to know that I'll be there by your side. I'm sure your Stola won't be far behind, even if she does think everything's mankind's fault. I am most curious to hear what the overseas here means to treat with Lord Roma.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty.
Okay, sounds the Seventh Dawn. On behalf of the people of Gridania... Oh yeah, she already said that.
I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramuh is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the Sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the Primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other Primals you have encountered, Lord Ramuh is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelveswood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelveswood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramuh himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples. You have my thanks. Pray make for Little Solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelveswood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Okay, Hawthorne's hut. Oop, wrong thingy. Alright, so I think we're heading right up here. Very good. Only problem I run into is we're getting dangerously close to this ending, and we're getting close to having to do another dungeon, or better yet, a trial. So I don't know how the hell this is gonna work out. Corporal Zhed, I was told to expect you. I understand you go treat with the primal Ramuh himself, an inevitable task, but one for which I have no doubt you are well suited. I've been told that your fellow Scions are conducting an investigation of the area as we speak. They might, we might be a certain location where the Lord Levin might be found. I would ask that you abide here until they return with their findings. Told that a messenger will be sent as soon as your fellow Scions finish their investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer. This one returns, and returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching and have wisely identified the precise location where the touched one summoned Lord Aroma. Ramuh, should keep saying. Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. Might be so kind as to escort this one to our fellow Scions. Be this one's pleasure in walking one. Please, please come with this one. You know what the bad thing is? It's not even 7:30, and I feel just freaking exhausted. I just don't want to deal with Horizon right now. It kind of pissed me off. My brother gave me a recommendation, so I'm going to probably call him tomorrow morning and see if it's something they can do. I just don't want to talk to him anymore. Like, you spend like 3 hours trying to get something fixed and nothing happens. You just reach a point where you just can't deal with it. Like, you'll handle it in another day. I've never had so many issues with the phone before. It's ungodly. Oh, there's Maxio. Hey, Maxio. Wise ones have ventured deep within the Sylphlands. These ones must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for touched ones. Who touched them? Oh god, that's a distance and a half. This place is actually kind of cool. Neat. Oh god damn it. Well, luckily the touched the sylphs don't bug me anymore. They're just like, this person's friendly. They're level 80. We not touch. I'm just like, thank God. Telling you, when you hit level 80 and you start doing New Game Plus, you're gonna fall in love. Although, if anybody noticed at the beginning of this, I did take the character gloves off this time around. Figured try something different. Different look. Maxio again. How's everybody at? This one is sorry, but this one can go no further. Draw too close to Lord Roma and Ramuh, and this one may turn mean and nasty like the touched ones. So this one must say farewell for now. Walking one will find wise ones not far from here to the south. Go in safety, walking one. God damn it, the other Scions better not have gotten themselves captured. I swear to God. Oh no, there they are. So it's actually you, I'm relieved. For a moment I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded sylph tricksters. I swear, with them wreaking havoc with their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on Y'shtola's face when the one impersonating you suddenly showed up. That's quite enough, Papalino. And my apologies, not like me to ramble so. At any rate, I was paying attention in the area, and pleased to say I've reached an indisputable conclusion. To wit, that Ramuh was called forth in sending of the Sylph's Aetherite. Come, I deem, Lord of within. Wait. Oh, I want to talk to Y'shtola then. God damn it, that would have been a funny conversation. That just sounds really funny. One of them pretended to be my character. I'm trying to think of what way they could have pretended to be my character. Like, I would love to see the character. Especially if... Wait a minute. Pretend to be my character in Ushtoa. That's terrifying. I bet my character that was the sylph got its ass kicked. Poor bastard. Hi, friends.
Thine order betrays thee, servant of Hydaelyn.
What a beard.
Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramuh, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs? The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflicts have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born? It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking? Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges. That they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee.
I'm a good person.
Very well. I shall consider thy proposal. Shouldst thou survive my trial.
Oh god.
If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee.
What darkness?
Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment.
Ooh.
Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from at home.
Ooh.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady.
Do he have goggles
I
on his
must beg
goggles?
thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramuh, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Alright. Oh my god, I gotta do this on hard. Oh, this is gonna be a bitch. Alright, but, sadly enough, guys, I have to end the episode right here. When we come back, ladies and gents, we'll be fighting Ramuh, the primal of the sylphs. So he sat there and said, this guy seems pretty friendly. I think he's only judging us to sit there and see how well we'll fare against him. If we can beat him, that means we can protect the sylphs, I'm assuming. So, all I have to say is this. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. When we come back, ladies and gents, we'll complete this dungeon and continue on playing the ancestral era of A Realm Reborn. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.